What would happen if your favorite paid advertising channel or your most successful paid advertising campaigns disappeared tomorrow? What would you feel? But more importantly, what would you do? In this video, we're going to talk about ways to approach mastering paid advertising. And when I say mastering, I don't mean mastering in the sense that you know everything about paid advertising. Mastering is the process of learning as much as you can about the field, so you're able to provide better value within that. Let's recalibrate your approach to paid advertising. Let's learn the fundamentals so we can start to master it. Even though paid advertising is very saturated, it's very competitive, and it's changing pretty much every week, fundamentals will never change. While you have that thought in mind, how do we master paid advertising? First point is you need to understand the history of marketing. Paid advertising stems from marketing. Marketing is the grandfather of paid advertising. To be able to understand where marketing actually came from and how did it come about? Why did it come about? Because all those different perspectives will give you a better understanding of why paid advertising exists and how to effectively improve your paid ads. Next point is learn the history of paid advertising. How did it evolve to a point where we are now? So not just thinking of factors like different channels or the different social media platforms, but understanding the external factors that actually contribute to paid advertising, whether that's the economy, that's capitalism, that's psychology. So learning the history of paid advertising, but also understanding where we're now at and potentially where we might be heading in the future. Next point is understanding how people buy and why people buy. What goes into their decision making before they actually click on an ad or why they actually convert is very important, which relates to a lot of psychology, and that's a big part of understanding why people buy. You need to understand people's psychology. Next point is be able to be interested enough to learn all the different paid advertising channels beyond paid search, paid social, display advertising, and programmatic. Learn about PR, learn about radio, learn about affiliate marketing, audio advertising. All those different channels will start to provide a consistent theme or reference point into understanding how we effectively market to the people that we're trying to reach. And that's the whole point of paid advertising. We're not just selling or asking them to convert. There is a theme of inviting audiences in, and by learning all the different possible ways to make that happen, it's going to give you a better strategy in how to effectively achieve that goal. Next point is learn other skill sets beyond paid advertising. Learn to copyright. I know there's AI tools now, but learn the fundamentals of copywriting at least. Learn psychology, learn about sales, learn about data analysis at a deeper level beyond just looking at KPIs or metrics within the various paid advertising platforms you use, and so on and so forth. All these different reference points you use will provide you a better approach into your paid advertising strategy and within your own campaigns, which elevates your level beyond people who don't learn about other skill sets. Next point is very important. Rather than being very granular with your targeting, learn to cast a wider net of traffic or a wider net in general. So what that looks like within a specific channel, Facebook for example, in the past you would have a campaign. Within that campaign you'd have different ad sets targeting different audiences. That was the way things were done before, because you're able to see which audiences were actually performing better than others, and you're able to pause or downweight those specific audiences within those ad sets. Whereas post iOS 14.5, people have the ability to not be tracked. Your campaigns will actually suffer in performance if you have a segmented audience targeting within your campaigns. With the clients that I work with, whenever I have a campaign with a simplified account structure, maybe having 2 or 3 ad sets or audience targeting in general does tend to perform better than a segmented audience targeting. Test it out for yourself. And then what that looks like on the paid search front is, rather than targeting one keyword using an exact match type, Google actually recommends using a broad match term to help the algorithm learn a lot faster in terms of which ad impressions, i.e. audiences, are more relevant for your business or for your account, and that's going to give you a better performing campaign in the long term. Now, with this advice, you would always let the data decide if that's actually true or not, but from my experience, I think we're heading into a landscape where casting a wider net of traffic within the different channels you provide is going to give you a better performance in the long term. I would rather double down on your advertising message rather than its audience targeting. And the final way to master paid advertising is to think beyond and outside paid advertising. What that looks like is you might have the best ad that people engage with, they comment, they share, they might even click on the ad. But if the post-click user journey sucks, let's say the website's very slow, the branding is off, the app has a lot of errors, maybe the user can't even check out, that's going to make your paid advertising suffer a lot. And what the lesson here is, the paid advertising journey is just one part of the funnel. There's a post-conversion that happens that you need to be aware of. And as a paid advertiser, if you want to become the best within that, you need to understand what happens post-conversion, right? And be able to liaise and communicate that to your stakeholders, or if it's, for example, a website issue, be able to dictate what the next steps are to improve what that looks like to your developers. In the long term, that's going to help your paid advertising campaigns actually perform better. So have a more top line or holistic overview of what's happening within the business itself, not just paid advertising specifically. So what are some of the best paid advertising tips that you deploy currently or that you're willing to try out? I'd love to hear your perspective. Leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. Peace and love. Till next time.